Hey, good morning, Thomas. How are you today?
Good morning, Jonathan. Great to see you once again. How are you?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
That's fantastic. And I want to welcome everybody for creating knowledge for you out there. So, what topic do you have to surprise me with today, Jonathan?
I think I'd like to go over the key mistakes that business owners make, whether they're new owners or just owners in general, and experience, not experience, any of that. Just because I know I've had a lot of experience with different type of business owners making very, uh, very silly mistakes, and I know you may have had that kind of experience as well.
Oh, most definitely. I think that's a great topic to discuss. It may sound like it's a negative topic, but it's not a negative topic because you know what? We're going to give you feedback and input from what we've seen on both sides of the street because we have different perspectives of the people we've dealt with, Jonathan and I. So, you know what, Jonathan? I'm going to let you start this off from your perspective. What have you seen throughout the years?
I'll tell you, over the last few months, since COVID hit, I've seen a lot more people trying to hire just anyone and everyone that they see, and they're trying to make this big company that they may be a big company, they may not be a big company, but they're just trying to hire as many people as they can get, and they think that there's a void in their company that they need these people in that position to help them grow. But
Mhm.
more often than not, these people that they're hiring are not qualified. They don't have the skills that's needed to perform that role in that company. And I see they're turning over and over, several employees every quarter, if not more. And these are smaller companies. They don't really need that many people. Uh, so why this is an issue is because these business owners are hiring these people that they potentially don't need, or that they're potentially just not uh, quality skilled people that they should have on their company floor, and they're using that money for that rather than something that's probably more important for their company to do.
Mhm.
So that's one of I have several different reasons, but that's one of them that I think that most companies should be very cautious with in hiring. If you want to hire a skilled person, hire a person that is coming with either experience or the skill set. And oftentimes business owners don't do that hire the right way.
You know what? Yeah, you're 100% right. I'm glad you opened it up by saying, since COVID, this is what's happened. This is what you're seeing because you know what? That's the times we're in. Pre-COVID was a different ball game. So just like anything you do, you have to be a master general because you have to be strategic. And just by like trying to fill seats and fill positions doesn't mean it's going to bring you more revenue. All right. You have to be smart. I saw a lot of startups throughout the decades that just blew a lot of money and they shouldn't have blown that money. As I spoke about in the past, you don't want to reinvent the wheel. You want to be smart about it. And you know what? Instead of taking all that money, you got to build your business through marketing and sales, and they work hand in hand. And that's where you come in with the marketing end, and you see that. So instead of trying to fill these seats, you know what? Look at your marketing, bring in an outside marketing company to do it because they're going to do it right for you and they're not going to cheat you. And guess what? You can fire them and get somebody else if need be. So you don't have to worry about paying, unemployment insurance to somebody that you fired. All right. That's really the best way to go about it. And you want to find good salespeople. So when you're doing the onboarding of the customer, the onboarding is going to be correct from the marketing, from the sales to the customer service, and it just works its way. It's like a handoff, and it's a simple handoff.
Yeah, well, hiring the wrong people is the obviously a terrible mistake that a lot of business owners make, because why? They're wasting their time, they're wasting their money. Obviously, you have to train people to come into your company, but the money part's a big factor because I get a lot of pushback as a marketing owner myself. I own my own company. Uh, I hear it from a lot of business owners that they're hiring a an intern, or they're hiring a person to do the marketing part, but they're also doing five other tasks for the company, and they don't know anything about marketing. So they're investing in the wrong people at the wrong time. If they would put that money into their marketing company with a plan, a strategy on how they can acquire new customers, new clients, that's the right way to start off and grow your company. I hear it a lot with companies buying too much equipment, whether
Mhm.
you're a contractor or you're you own an office. They redesign their office, they're making it look beautiful, and then they have no money to market it. We just came across a company that built a beautiful building and millions of dollars for a building, and then they came to the table and they don't have any budget to market. They're just hoping that the building is going to attract all the foot traffic. So
Yeah,
it's a shame, and it's an issue because people are just looking at what's nice and beautiful, the big trucks or big buildings or offices, and getting all the fancy chairs or cubicles or desks, and they forget, how are you going to pay for all this? You don't have the sales coming in. They don't have a sales team. They don't have, they may not even have a CRM or a phone system or anything to market, Google ads, Facebook ads, any of it. So it's a big rebuttal that we get a lot of times about why they can't put anything into marketing. And or they might say that they have a friend, a family member, a cousin, an uncle that's going to do the marketing, and oftentimes, 3 months, 6 months go by, and they just don't have anything going on. They're figuring out how they can get it started. So, I mean,
yeah.
those are a couple of the reasons that I come across on a pretty often basis, with these business owners.
Well, I like how the venture capitalists back in the 90s, what they ended up doing. What they would do is they saw these startups, they would create incubators. So they would actually bring in a cluster of businesses they were investing in. And it allowed these different businesses, it could be a dozen of them. They would actually kind of like work off one another. And they would also have access to the venture capitalists who were basically not only investors, they were mentors because they could guide them. So these people would have access to them. And these other businesses, instead of like going out and buying a $100,000 copy machine and you're paying for all this extra operating expense, you group it together. Also Regis and WeWork, they would actually create this shared workspace. It's a little bit different, but I would actually, if I'm starting up a business out there, or I happen to kind of have a new business and I'm just growing, I would see where there's other businesses similar to me within my regional area and say, listen, there's a way we can work together so we're not spending all this extra money, on operational expense. We kind of like share that operational expense. And you know
Yeah.
what? We're both going to have more money for marketing. So for the sales, because every business is looking for new customers. So by spending the money in an office and, updating everything and getting all these fancy furniture, listen, you're just starting out, get yourself a 6-foot folding table and get yourself some chairs. It's like almost like the old fashioned boiler rooms for telemarketing. But,
Yeah.
unless the customers are coming to see you, but you got to go out there and, see the customers, especially if you're a B2C business, you have to do that. And I always tell people, start off within your local area and branch out. If you're in a major metro area, hey, you're even in better shape because of the population and number of businesses out there.
It's so true. The first thing I did, 18 plus years ago, is I got an office, and it took me a few weeks to realize that nobody wants to come to the office. I have to go to their office. So
Mhm.
I removed that expense, and I just put that value and that time into my own, sales collateral. What can I provide to the client? Maybe instead of having an office, back then you have Wi-Fi. You have, do a hotspot off your phone, just so you can go over and do a presentation in front of the client, because that's really what they're wanting to see. They want to see, what can you do to help grow their company? What strategies do you have that are going to put them in the right direction?
Yes.
And
I, I've seen numerous businesses that were successful, that they were smart. They actually, would go to a Regis or an HQ center and
yep,
just basically, hey, I just need 2 desks to start off renting. What's it going to cost me, per month? I need to have a conference room, maybe 2 hours a week. So you rent it out for 2 hours a week.
yep,
Instead of going out, signing a 5-year lease and spending, anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000 a month in rent, you can keep it simple where you're only going to spend maybe $1,000 to $2,000, a month, and you're going to scale it. And you know what? You're on under a month-to-month contract. So
yep,
if you break that, you can walk away. But if you broke a lease after like 3 years and you had a 5-year lease, you got to pay the other 2 years, or they're going to take you to court and they're going to ruin your credit. So you know, again, you want to keep it simple, sweetheart. Always remember that KISS factor, especially when you're in business, and be strategic. Be strategic financially, you know, because when you do financial forecasting, you're not only looking at this present year, you have to look at the next year and the following year. You really want to go about 12 to 36 months out, no more than that, because again, that's going to change as you grow.
Yeah, I mean, one of the great things, and it's networking is a great thing that most people don't have time to do, they say, or they just don't feel comfortable to do it. If you can network and if you can really establish relationships in that network. So it's funny enough, I was thinking about it the other day, how I met you, and the person that I met you with, I met five other people, and then I met, many people from you, and vice versa. So it's always funny how you start your connections and then where they go from there. Some may not go too far, but like we're showing, some will go very far and further than you may have ever thought.
100%, and networking is a whole nother segment to talk about, but it's good to just like touch upon it like you just did. And especially going back to those like incubator type of scenarios or working with other businesses in the same building, have business cards, pass them, and you know what? Take notes on those business cards. And I'm going to give you a quick tips that someone gave me many years ago. And you know what? It's so true. When you're always talking to somebody, just in a nonchalant way towards the end of the conversation, hey, by the way, when's your birthday? You know what? And make a notation of when their birthday is. And you know what? You send them an email and or a text on their birthday. Say, hey, listen, just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Many, many warm wishes and good health this year. Trust me, that's going to be remembered by them because that birthday is their day. Just as someone say it to you, you're going to remember them. It makes you feel special.
Yeah, it's true. So, yeah.
What else have you noticed with businesses that, you know, like the biggest mistake you've come across where they just spent money just coming out of the box? What's the biggest thing that you notice that's a waste?
I mean, a lot of what they don't do is they don't invest time with their marketing company. Again, maybe I'm biased because I'm part of a marketing company, right? But what I see is that a lot of times they're looking at marketing companies or web design companies as their enemy of why they shouldn't use them or work with them rather than using them as a teammate.
Mhm.
Because if you can work hand in hand with your marketing person, or maybe you hire a marketing person for your company and they're your marketing director, that's also fine if they know what they're doing. They can
Mhm.
be like the quarterback for your company and they can hire out the right people that you need. You need an SEO person, they'll go and contract that job for you. You need a pay-per-click person, they'll hire that person. So many times they just don't do that. They want to feel like they're not getting what they need from you, and they're putting people ahead of you or against you to try and make it not work. Work a
Mhm.
little bit harder to be on a team basis with your marketing company, and it will work, so great. I'm sure of it.
You got it. Listen, we're going to wrap this up, but I just wanted to make one last comment on what you said. You know what? It's smart. It's smart business to have that trusting marketing company. So that marketing company, you're going to hold accountable and they can farm it out other positions. So you don't have to hire people as employees. So it's going to save you on cost of hiring employee, health insurance, and also when you got to farm the unemployment insurance. So you know what? It's great to have outside contractors working for you, but have a tight relationship. Listen, everybody, we're going to wrap this up. I want to thank you for watching the episode 3. And also, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We're trying to build this community. And you guys have a great day, and we're creating knowledge for you. And please comment below. Take care.
Take care. Bye.